Welcome to MJ Hobby Corner. I hope everyone is okay. And in this video, I just want to show some of the corrections that I did to the figure that I've been working on. Now, one of our subscribers, at least I hope he's a subscriber. If you haven't subscribed, please do. This person gave a constructive criticism, and it was a very professional, very nicely worded comment. And he basically pointed out that there was something off about the figure, especially around the arm areas, the way the arms were kind of bending. And I totally agreed with that. It was something that after I posted yesterday's video on the figure, I was thinking about that a bit. And so I totally agreed with this person that there was something off, and I wanted to fix it. Now, one of the things, I've been sculpting for about 8 years now. Most of my sculpting experience is with wildlife. I sculpture wildlife, I sculpture people's dogs, I sculpture animals. And when I got into fantasy sculpting, it's mostly creatures. That's what I've done. That's my experience. And that as a sculptor, I seem to excel in those areas. Humans are something of a, they're a conundrum to me. They're just harder to make as figures. So I wanted to do a human figure. Figured it was a way to challenge myself. The only figure that I have on my channel that I sculpted, and this was probably a few months ago, was the diver figure. If you haven't seen that figure, check it out. It's the diver for Deep Wars. And that figure came out okay, but it's a figure that's full of like detail, and so it has a human shape, but it has a lot of stuff on it, right? It's supposed to represent a dive suit, and so it has all this like mechanical stuff on it. And I tend to do well in those kinds of, when depicting those kinds of things with clay. But this one is more of a humanoid figure. There's some cloth, maybe a cloth uniform, and then some armor on there, right? So, but the arms were not, this person was right. So I went back today and I started correcting the figure, because I thought about the fact that it's 9.5 hours that I dedicated it to already. Dedicate another hour to it, why not? And these are the fixes I made, and I'm much happier with the result. It's not perfect, but I am much happier with the result. And so let me show you how I finished this figure. So to fix the gun on the figure, I modified the Tau weapon, made a better handle there, a lot thinner. And then I cut off the scope for the Necromunda weapon, and I'm going to attach it to the little Tau weapon as a little handle. And that's so that it can fit the new pose of the figure. I fixing the arms of the Okay, and here is the figure that I repaired. I changed the pose on it. Also changed the arms a little bit, built them up a little bit, and pretty much that's it. I also modified that Tau gun, cut up some pieces to it and added other pieces to it, and just modified it. I added the handle in the front there, and all in all, I think it's much better. It's not perfect, but much better than what it was. And now it's just time to let things dry. I could go back with a file and smoothen things out a bit in some areas, but just let it dry, and that's it. And there's a pouch that I added, and another pouch, and that's basically it. Now I can paint this and use it in my games. So sometimes it's worth going back sometimes and just fixing something that might be a little bit odd in the figure, and that's what I did. So thanks to our subscriber for that tip, and here it is, the little green man. and hopefully I will paint this soon and you guys will see it in one of my games. So there it is. So one interesting note is I actually fixed those arms with pliers, needle nose pliers. Greenstuff is fabulous stuff. It's very flexible even when it dries. Since I work with clay mixes, I usually mix my Greenstuff with Procreate and maybe a little Super Sculpey, right? The result is a material that's quite strong but still flexible. So that allowed me to use the pliers to kind of bend things up, you know, and get them in a way that the arms are a little more natural. I also use my X-Acto knife, carved away at the elbow area since that was a little off, and then restructured it with more Greenstuff. And of course, I had to redo the hands and everything so that the figure has a better pose, a better, more natural pose with the arms. Hopefully this has been helpful, and in the future, in future videos, I may do videos on how I correct things when I make a mistake, whether it's a creature figure or something like this, and hopefully it'll be of help to someone. So thank you very much, and thank you all of you guys for all your comments and all your support. And we'll see each other in the next video. Have a good one.